welcome back to Got Reacts, and today it's actually the 100th reaction we've done on this channel since we rebranded it to Got Reacts. So yeah, I can't believe the 100's gone so quickly, but we'll hope to bring you loads more. But today what we're reacting to, well, we're reacting to which AFL team has won the most premierships. This is a video, give us a recap, a bit of the history. You guys seemed to like the history video last time. It got quite a few views, so thank you so much for that. So I thought we'd do a bit more watching of AFL history today, but without further ado, let's get straight on with this reaction.
The Adelaide Crows have won 2 premierships, with their
Fair play, 2 is not bad.
first being in 1997, when they defeated St Kilda by 31 points. Their most recent premiership was the following year in 1998, when they defeated North Melbourne by 35 points.
So the Crows, they had some very successful in the late 90s then. Since then, not quite been up there, but hopefully maybe they'll win another championship soon. I'm sure their fans would love to see them lift their 3rd title.
The Brisbane Lions have won 3 premierships. They made 4 consecutive grand final appearances from 2001 to 2004, winning the first 3 of those before losing in 2004 to Port Adelaide.
Brisbane Lions slightly better than the Adelaide Crows there with 3 titles, and they again were very dominant. It seems like so far the teams, they seem to have an era where they're the most dominant team and then they fall off. So Adelaide 97, 98, the Brisbane Lions the early 2000s. Quite interesting to see that developing.
Carlton have won 16 premierships. Their first was
16. This team knows how to win stuff. Wow, that is crazy.
was back in 1906, and their most recent was in 1995.
Still though, 16 premierships, and they haven't won one since 1995, so they want to get back on it. Keep that success up. Both Brisbane and Adelaide won their first premiership after Carlton's last premiership. So it's been a while, obviously, for their fans to see that premiership title in their hands, but maybe, who knows, maybe it'll happen soon. But yeah, 16 titles is mad.
Collingwood have won 15 premierships.
Collingwood, just on the heels of Carlton, 15 to 16, that's crazy.
Their first was in 1902, while their most recent in 2010.
So they're catching up, more recent than Carlton's last one. So who knows, maybe they'll make it 16 all with them and be a real push.
Was a unique win considering the game was a draw. A week later the game was replayed and Collingwood won by 56 points.
Whoa, that's mad. So it ended a draw and then they replayed it a week later and they won by a big margin. That is crazy.
This would be the last time an AFL Grand Final was replayed before the rules were changed to add extra time.
Yeah, that would make sense to me. Add an extra time or some sort of like penalty shootout rather than replaying the game. I guess from a revenue point of view, you might be able to make more money if it's a replay. But I think the excitement of it going to extra time penalty shootouts, especially if you look at like soccer, you guys call it. If you look at their penalty shootouts and extra times, it's nervy, it's intense, or even golden goal in AFL would be incredible, where it's the next person who scores a goal wins the thing. Oh, that would be nerve-wracking, especially how many goals are racked up in AFL matches. That'd be crazy. I think they should add golden goal. That'd be such a vibe for a final if it ended up being a draw.
Essendon have also won 16 premierships.
16 as well for the Essendon Bombers. Wow. These numbers are crazy when you think Adelaide and Brisbane 2 and 3 and these lot 16, 15, 16.
Their first was in 1897, while their most recent was in 2000. The Fitzroy Lions won 8 premierships before they merged with the Brisbane Bears to become the Brisbane Lions in 1996. The Fremantle Dockers.
Oh, so actually the Brisbane Lions have more titles than the 3. It's just they're only classing it since they became the Brisbane Lions.
Are yet to win a premiership.
Fremantle Dockers, well, they're quite a new side, obviously established in 1984. Maybe their time will come.
They've been to the grand final once in 2013 when they...
Hey, one grand final, you can't always win them. Sometimes it takes years before you get your first premiership. In any sport, especially a sport that has so many developed teams before you even come into the league. So get to a grand final is such a big achievement, and I bet it was great for the fans. And who knows, maybe it's 2nd time lucky, 3rd time lucky when you reach a grand final and you'll actually win it.
They lost to Hawthorn by 15 points. Geelong have won 9 premierships. The first was...
Not bad for Geelong. 9, that's a respectable amount of titles, I've got to say.
Back in 1925, while their most recent was in 2011. They made 4 grand finals and won 3 premierships between 2007 and 2011.
They were dominant then between then. That is a crazy amount in such a short space of time.
The Gold Coast Suns are yet to win a premiership. They are the...
What can we say? You know, we are quite a new team, though. That is to point out, but I don't think...
the only side to have never made a grand final.
Yeah, so a grand final for the Suns would be amazing. We need to get one. I mean, just making like the top 8 to try and get to the grand final would be amazing. So a grand final, imagine getting there. I don't even think that we need to win it. The celebrations would be crazy from the Gold Coast fans. So yeah, cool.
GWS have also never won a premiership. They made their first grand final appearance in 2019.
But they're such a new team as well. So the fact that they've made a grand final already is crazy. Shame they couldn't convert it though.
Where they lost to Richmond by a whopping 89 points.
Yeah, not the greatest grand final display. The Amazon documentary series, if you haven't seen, Making the Mark, goes into, like, obviously it's the next season, so coming off such a big loss in a grand final, how the team copes with it is really good to see.
The Hawthorn Hawks have won 13 premierships.
13. Quite a team then, up there with some of the bigger names of amount of titles.
Their first was in 1961, while...
Considering the rest of them won them like early 1900s and late 1800s, the fact that this team's won it in 1961 is and has nearly as many is crazy. Much more dominant era, I'd say.
More recently, they won 3 consecutive premierships from 2013 to 2015. The Melbourne...
Quite an achievement that, 3 in a row.
The Demons have won 12 premierships, with their first being in 1900 and their most recent being in 1964.
It's been a while since they last won one then, so they'll be hoping to get one soon. Quite a difference, isn't it? 1900, 1964, minus 12. That's quite often, and then since then, dry spell. They'll want to hopefully turn that around.
North Melbourne have won 4 premierships. Their first was in 1975, while their most recent was in 1999. The Port Adelaide Power have won just 1 premiership.
Hey, one's better than none, isn't it? You want to be on that board of 1 rather than 0 like the Fremantle, Gold Coast Suns and GWS Giants.
2004, they defeated the Brisbane Lions by 40 points.
What a way to win it as well. 40-point difference, that is huge.
Brisbane were attempting to achieve a 4th consecutive premiership in that game. Richmond have won 13 premierships.
13. They're getting up there, aren't they?
Their first was in 1920 and their most recent was in 2020.
Yeah, most recent winners on a bit of a roll.
They have won 3 premierships from 4 seasons between 2017 and 2020.
So pretty dominant then in the last few years.
The St Kilda Saints have won just 1 premiership back in 1966.
Hey, you're on the board. At least you've got one to celebrate about.
They played in losing grand finals in 2009 and 2010. Sydney have won 5 premierships. Their first 3 were won as South Melbourne before the team relocated to Sydney in 1982. The West Coast Eagles have won 4 premierships. Their first was in 1992, while their most recent was in 2018.
So quite recent they've got another one, which is cool to see.
Their 1992 premiership was significant as it was the first time a non-Victorian team had won the premiership.
Which is crazy to think about, but obviously as the league formed, they kind of joined with the Victorian State League and then became the Australian Football League. So the fact it was the first team who was outside of Victoria is incredible. What an achievement that would have been, and since then to wrap up 4 is quite an achievement.
The Western Bulldogs have won just 2 premierships in
2's respectable.
1954 and 2016, which was their first grand final appearance in 55 years and their first premiership in 62 years.
Well, at least if they've been clinical recently, then if they've only had one in the last 50 odd years, at least they won it. That's a good sign. And that concludes today's video. Well, I've learnt a lot. I've learnt about the different teams, and now obviously, so Carlton and Essendon have the most premierships, so they will really want to win the next one first so they can say they're the outright best team in AFL history. But who do you think would win one first? Essendon or Carlton? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. If you did enjoy my reaction though, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, and why not share this video on social media so your friends can see. Tell me as well in the comment section below, how happy are you with your team's amount of Premiership titles? I'd love to know. If you're new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button for more daily reaction videos, and if you subscribe to Mint like that, make sure you also click that bell button so you never miss a new video. And if you need even more content from me, why not check out my main channel, Gate of Theories, where we do 3 film and TV videos a week. There'll be a link in the description down below, as well as a link to our sports channel. So if you're into sports, make sure you also go and check that channel out. I'm sure there'll be something you want to watch on there. But as always, you've been watching Got Reacts. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for another daily video. Thanks for watching, guys.